Okay, so you know it's back. It feels like that old friend you kind of have mixed feelings about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes amazing, sometimes less so. Black Mirror, it's back for season 7.
Ah, right. Always a big deal when a new season drops.
Totally. And maybe you listening are like a huge fan from day one, the pig episode, all that.
Or maybe just curious, heard the buzz.
Exactly. Either way, we found something interesting, a review of this new season. It's from Fisherman's Black Bottle Film Reviews.
Okay.
Dated April 16th, 2025. So pretty fresh.
And the big question, always, with a show like Black Mirror coming back, does it still have it? You know, that unsettling magic.
That's the core of it, isn't it? This review gives us a look at whether season 7 pulls that off, or if maybe it's leaning a bit more on, well, nostalgia.
So our goal today really is to dive into this reviewer's take, see what they thought worked, what didn't, for this latest batch of techno-parables.
Right. So our mission for everyone listening, does season 7 offer, fresh nightmares, or is it kind of retreading old ground? Let's get into it.
Okay.
So the reviewer's overall feeling, actually, pretty positive. They think season 7 works well for both old fans and newcomers.
Oh, interesting. So accessible then.
Yeah, seems like it. They even suggest this season might be a real resurgence for the whole show, which is, that's saying something.
It really is a resurgence. That implies it might have maybe lost its way a bit for some viewers before.
Could be. But this suggests a potential return to form, definitely something to note.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Broad appeal and a return to form. That's promising.
Okay, let's break it down. Episode 1, Episu, which apparently translates to common people.
Yeah.
The reviewer gets the idea here it's trying to satirize subscription models, but like applying to healthcare.
Oof. Yeah, that hits close to home, the whole upgrade for better care thing.
Exactly. Constantly being pushed to pay more for, basic needs.
Yeah.
It feels, unsettlingly possible.
Definitely taps into a real anxiety there. The potential for like a tiered system for health.
Yeah.
Not good. The reviewer saw that satirical intent, clearly.
But, and here's the catch, despite that really relevant, kind of scary idea, they found the plot itself just too predictable.
Oh. Okay.
Which, led to some disappointment. It sounds like maybe the execution didn't quite live up to the premise. Lacked that Black Mirror surprise twist we often expect.
Yeah, that tracks. Part of the show's power is that rug pull moment, right? Making you rethink everything if it just plays out how you expect.
It loses some of that punch.
Exactly. The satire might be sharp, but maybe the story needed more ingenuity.
Okay, moving to episode 2, Bête Noire.
Bête Noire, okay.
This one tackles bullying, social exclusion, but through tech, like technological revenge.
Right up Black Mirror's alley.
Yeah. And the reviewer really felt for the main character, their helplessness being, targeted and isolated online.
That feeling of being digitally ostracized, technology definitely amplifies that. I can see how that would be impactful.
For sure. It taps into very current fears about online life.
There's usually a but.
Yeah. The reviewer found the ending weird.
Weird.
Their comparison was it felt like a ChatGPT generated meme.
Okay, that's specific.
Yeah.
And not necessarily flattering.
Right. Makes you wonder what happened there. Did it get silly or just disconnected from the story somehow?
Yeah, like it didn't quite stick the landing thematically. Maybe felt random almost rather than earned by the plot. Interesting. Very curious about that one now.
Okay, let's shift to number 3, Ho, or Hotel Reverie.
Hotel Reverie.
Got it. Now, this is where it gets interesting. The reviewer notes lots of negative opinions online about this one.
Ah, okay. Divisive.
But they actually really liked it, which, just shows how subjective this all is.
Totally. What works for one person? So what did this reviewer like about it?
Well, they gave a shout out to Emma Corrin's performance.
Okay, strong acting is always a plus.
And they mentioned a touching portrayal of love transcending time, race, and gender.
Wow, okay. That sounds different for Black Mirror, maybe more emotional. Hopeful, even.
Potentially. Exploring connection despite the tech, maybe, rather than just the downsides.
That could be really powerful, actually, a different angle.
They also like the satirical side of it. Apparently it takes jabs at Hollywood's reboot obsession.
Oh, meta. I like it.
Yeah, and AI in filmmaking and, quote, meaningless live-action adaptations.
Okay.
Plus, a specific mention of liking the retro black and white look.
Okay, so it's juggling quite a bit. Social commentary, industry satire, emotional core, distinct visual style.
Sounds like it.
Maybe the negative reactions came from people expecting something more straightforwardly bleak, and this was more layered.
Yeah.
Experimental.
Could be. Definitely sounds like one that sparks discussion.
For sure.
All right, then there's episode 4, Plaything, and
Uh-oh.
this was the reviewer's least favorite of the season. By far, it sounds like.
Ouch. Okay, why?
Felt it dragged on, built up suspense that didn't really pay off.
Okay.
And ended predictably, like almost a scam kind of ending.
Yikes. Yeah, that's disappointing.
Hmm.
Predictable and drawn out is not a good combo, especially for this show. Feels like wasted potential.
Definitely doesn't sound like peak Black Mirror.
No.
But hold on, because episode 5 sounds like it saves the day. Yee, which is eulogy.
Eulogy. Okay. Redemption time.
Seems like it. Widely praised, this one. The review even says it helped salvage the decline of the season.
Wow. High praise indeed. So it really landed well. What's the concept?
It's about Orion. Memories, like materialized memories.
Okay. Like you can physically interact with them.
Seems like it. Used to explore past misunderstandings, regrets. The reviewer found it genuinely heartwarming.
Heartwarming. From Black Mirror.
I know. They even said it reminded them of their own first love.
Okay, that is surprising. But intriguing. Using tech to process the past, find closure.
Yeah, it sounds like it went beyond just the cool tech idea and really hit an emotional nerve. Maybe focus more on the human element.
That makes sense. That's often when the show is strongest, when the tech serves a deeply human story about memory, regret, connection.
Exactly. Sounds like Eulogy nailed that.
Good to hear.
And then the finale, episode 6, You, or USS Callister, Into Infinity.
Wait, USS Callister, as in a sequel.
A direct sequel to the season 4 episode. Yeah, big move.
Whoa, that is a big move. First time they've done a direct sequel, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
USS Callister was huge. Such a standout.
Absolutely brilliant episode.
Yeah.
So a sequel that's ambitious, high expectations.
Totally. The review says the plot involves characters moving between the game world and the real world.
Blurring those lines even further.
And it apparently digs into really deep questions about consciousness, maybe even the soul.
Okay, so they're not just revisiting the setting, they're pushing the philosophical ideas further. Consciousness in digital spaces.
Yeah, seems like heavy stuff. But potentially fascinating, building on what the first one started.
Definitely. Exploring identity, reality, what it means to be alive when you're code. Lots to unpack there.
So wrapping it all up, the reviewer's final verdict, they called season 7 quite an interesting season.
Interesting. Not necessarily perfect, but engaging.
Yeah, and they recommend it, not just for the diehards, but for newcomers too, even people who might have drifted away from the show.
That's a pretty broad recommendation. Suggest diversity in the episodes, maybe?
Yeah.
Something for everyone, even if not every episode hits for every single person.
Seems that way. It feels like a solid endorsement overall.
Good.
And just a little context on the reviewer, they mentioned being Virgo, type A, loves film, trends, emotional, spiritual stuff, uses writing to explore the world.
Okay. So that perspective maybe explains why Eulogy resonated so strongly, that emotional, perhaps even spiritual angle.
Could be. Gives you a sense of their lens, anyway.
Yeah, always helpful.
And the tags used with the review are pretty telling. AI, obviously. Black Mirror, Sci-Fi Rex, Emma Corrin, Hollywood, Dark Humor, Netflix 2025 Rex, reboots, AI trends.
Hits all the key themes we discussed. Really paints a picture of a season engaging with very current anxieties and industry talk.
Definitely. So, look, our takeaway from this review seems to be season 7 is, yeah, maybe a bit uneven.
A mixed bag, perhaps.
But with some real high points that hit those classic Black Mirror notes, plus some interesting new directions, like that Callister sequel.
Sounds like it definitely provides fodder for discussion, which, let's be honest, is kind of the point of Black Mirror.
Exactly. It gets you thinking, arguing maybe.
It really appears to balance the familiar with some fresh takes, maybe signaling a bit of an evolution for the show.
Which brings us to you, listening. What do you think? This idea of a sequel in Black Mirror, are you into that, or do you prefer standalone stories?
Yeah, and what about those themes, materialized memories, the nature of consciousness in VR?
Yeah.
What parts of that really grab you?
Maybe after hearing this, you're thinking about, I don't know, rewatching the original USS Callister before checking out the sequel.
Or just pondering your own past.
Yeah.
How would you interact with the materialized memory? Heavy stuff.
It really makes you think, doesn't it, about that line between nostalgia looking back and innovation pushing forward. especially when tech is changing everything so fast.
That tension is probably where the most interesting stories live right now.